Low network connection. Cancel. Hey everybody. I hope this is going through. I just got a low network connection, so I'm hoping this works. Hope everybody joins. I know it's not quite 7 o'clock yet, so let's just hope people get on here. Tonight's topic is going to be me actually talking to the active addicts. I know a lot of people will say, well, I don't need to watch this video, but maybe if I show how the hope dealers actually speak to the addicts when we get to know them, this could help you speak to them too. I'm hoping that even if you're not an active addict, but you have an active addict in your family, play the video. Just let it be heard. Sometimes they don't want to hear it at that moment, and it could be a word, or they feel the compassion coming from someone who truly wants to help them. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to speak to the ones out there that are suffering with the addiction. First, I want you to know you're not alone in this battle. Myself and Tara, the other hope dealer, understand it is a battle. We believe, no matter what anyone else says, that this is a disease and that you are sick and that you do need help. And we believe you're worth it. I want you to know that your life is worth getting help. Now, I will tell you this, and I'm sorry I've got a halls in my mouth. I've been sick for almost 4 weeks now. Sorry. I'm still trying to fight it. But I want you to know, as an active addict, there is help out there. It's not easy, and it's gonna be one heck of a fight, but you can do it. And the reason why I know it can be done is because there's others that have done it, have fought the fight, and have made it. It's scary. I had a young man just yesterday, took him over to the Detox center, sat in my car for a half hour. He was scared to death to walk through the door. He knew what was coming. And I want families to understand that when an addict says they don't want to get sick, it doesn't mean sickness for 2 hours. An addict that is coming off of heroin, it is a 7-day process. Someone that is coming off of crack cocaine, it's 3 days. So there's a difference. Meth takes a little longer. Meth is usually 30 days. 10 days of intense withdrawals from meth. So it all depends on what you're coming off of. But I want the addicts to know that there are people out here who believe in you, who stand behind you, and are rooting for you. With the Hope Dealer Project on our Facebook page, we have over 2,200 followers. That's 2,200 people who believe in recovery, believe that it can be done. We get donations across the United States, so people are helping us help you when you're suffering. I want the addicts to know, when you come to the Hope Dealer Project, we don't judge you. You can be high. You can tell us you just used. We're here. We believe in you, and we want to stand right beside you. Now, there are 2 types of addicts. There's an active addict who you know. You see them high. You see them nod out. That's where their head falls. They can be talking to you in the middle of a sentence, and they fall asleep. Give them 10 minutes, they wake up, and they continue the conversation. That's what's considered, yep, my head just went blank. Nodding out. Then you have these other addicts who we call functional addicts. I want to talk to you too, because you may be able to function. You may be able to go to work every day. You may be able to hide your use, but you're still using. You use every day, and you're still an addict. That use will eventually overtake you. Right now, you're in control of it, or you believe you are. If you were in control of it, as a functioning addict, you could go for days without using. But if you're a functioning addict and you notice your use is starting to increase, maybe you could go 2 days and not use anything. Then on the third day you have to. And now you're noticing, oh no, it's only 2 days now because I'm starting to get sick. Be careful. Don't let the addiction fool you and tell you you're not a full-blown addict. Because you are. You still are. You still use. You hide it. And you do it when people can't see it or can't find it on your body. I want you to understand you still need help too. Because that part of addiction, when you believe you're a functioning addict, is also something that needs to be addressed when you go into recovery. Because you believe that you're not like the next person who shoots up every 2 hours. You're still an addict. You still add substance to your bodies. So I want you to know there's no judgment though. I'm not judging you. I'm just telling you I understand it. I know where you're coming from. I get it. You're ashamed. Every addict is. Trust me. Every addict that we have worked with has not said, I'm proud of who I am. And let me explain what that addiction does to you. When you use, it tears you apart. 1, you're letting your family down. 1, 2, you're letting yourself down. If you have children, that even eats you up more. And then to have to chase it, to have to figure out where am I going to get money. And then the stealing starts. You know, never thought you would ever steal from your own mother. But you do. Because the addiction takes over. The addiction tells you that's what you need to do. Screw everybody else. This is what you need. This is what I need you to do. As that person that's deep down in there. Because I've seen it. People think I'm crazy. But when I meet an addict for the first time, I always tell them I don't want to talk to the addict. I want to talk to the person that's down there deep. And that person wants help. But 1, is afraid. 2, doesn't know how to get it. 3, doesn't want people to know that they're an addict. Come to us. Come to the Hope Dealer Project. Reach out to us. Find us on Facebook. Call our 800 number. Tara will post our 800 number out there. So it's on this video. I'm serious. We will help you. It doesn't matter if you have insurance or not. We will find a way to get you the help. We don't take no. Now, Martinsburg has a detox center, Paloma. Paloma is wonderful. It's scary. It's scary to walk through that door. But I'm telling you, when you walk through that door, you have compassion in that place. There are people there that work, that are in recovery themselves. So they understand what you're going through. They know the phases you're going to go through. And I just want to put the phases out there. For somebody that's coming off of heroin, your first phase of being sick after not using for about 4 to 6 hours is you start getting that restless legs. Your legs hurt. You can't keep them still. You got to keep them moving. Then the second phase, after a little while is your stomach starts cramping up. You know what's coming. You get the chills. You'll have goosebumps completely over your body, but you'll be sweating. And then day 3, you start with the vomiting. And sometimes it's uncontrollable because your stomach is such in knots. And your mind is the hardest part of it. Your mind is telling you, you know what you need to do to not be sick. And then day 4, you have the diarrhea, the vomiting, the chills, the sweats, the restless legs. You have a lot of stuff going on. And people don't understand. You know, when people look at you as an addict and they tell you just stop, they don't understand what they're saying. But the hope dealers understand. We've seen it. We've helped people go through it. I've had people detox at my house. Not doing that anymore, but I've seen it. I've held their hands. I've stayed up with them. There's no sleep for about 4, 5, 6 days. And you're begging just to sleep. So I've been there. I've helped. I know that's the scary part. But there are now programs out there that will medically help you. They can't take all the pain away. They can't. Your first 24 hours is going to be your roughest because they can't give you anything until your 24 hours is up. And then they'll start treating you with medication. I'm sorry. I will tell you this. If you go to the emergency room and the hope dealers are there, or if you go by yourself and you tell them you want detox, ask for a clonidine patch. That is the one thing the hope dealers always ask the doctors if they'll put on the patient, and they will. The clonidine patch helps. It releases, it's a slow release, and you can keep it on there for 7 days. What it does is it calms the restless legs until you can get to the detox center. I've had so many addicts tell me clonidine doesn't do anything for me. I've done so much strong drugs that clonidine is nothing. But I ask them to do it anyway. Put it on there. And then I tell them rub it so it releases into their system. And there are so many that say, wow, it is actually helping me some. Some it'll even help them to sleep while we're waiting in the emergency room. So I want you to know you're not in this alone. This is a fight, man. It's a fight for your life. And I know there are people that want to believe that it's your choice. You can just give it up and you're not strong enough. Why can't you just say no? And until they're into the position where you are, and I bet you anything, when you started out using, probably started with marijuana, probably started out with snorting a pill, and then before you knew it, you're a full-blown IV user of heroin. I know too many addicts. I know too many stories. And I know that's how it starts. So I tell you parents, please pay attention. Notice what your children are doing. Notice signs. See things. I tell everyone, learn addiction. Get out there. Read about it. My goodness, the internet is flooded with articles on addiction, articles on recovery, articles on what can you do to help someone who's suffering. Watch our lives. That's why we started them. We wanted families and loved ones to understand what your loved one is going through. Trust me, your loved one doesn't want to be an addict. They hate it. They hate it as much as you do. Even though there's days when they act like they love it. I'm telling you, they're beating themselves up every day. I've seen it. I've talked to them. You know, they get to a point when they say, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. Really think about that. Think about what that saying says. They're sick and tired of one, being sick because they know they're sick. They know sickness is coming too when they get off of it. And two, they're tired. Have you ever sat back and watched what an addict goes through every day? Whew. I'm telling you, I have many, many times. And the chaos that they deal with within themselves is unreal. They chase it. You know, it ain't as easy as people think it is. What, they just call their dealer, they go pay the money, and they get it. No. Sometimes it ain't that easy. Sometimes it's calling one dealer and the dealer saying, nope, sorry, I'm out today. Or, I ain't got my shipment yet. So then they have to call somebody else. Then they got to figure out, oh my, I've pawned everything. I don't have a job anymore. Where am I going to get the money? And yeah, they steal. They do. It's part of the sickness. And I'm not making excuses because they know they're doing wrong when they steal. And then they beat themselves up for that too. This is a disease that is going across the United States at such a rampant pace that even the authorities, doctors, people are scrambling. How do we help this? How do we get this under control? How can we help? My biggest thing is this is Tina, mom, not hope dealer. My word to Congress, to whoever holds the big money, start investing the money in detoxes and rehabs. There should be one everywhere where someone can walk in and say, I want help, and not be turned away. Our children are dying. And when our children die, we can't bring them back. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of hearing them dying when there is help out there. And that's why Tara and myself are trying to educate families. And you know what? I'm not a professional. And I'm not doing this to get kudos. And I'm not doing it to be the big star. I'm doing it because that's my child. It's somebody else's baby that has a sickness. And I will argue, many will say, addiction is not a disease, it's a choice. I will agree with you at first. The first time, yeah, it's a choice. But it's just like me when I picked up my first cigarette. Never did I say I was going to smoke forever. And I have problems trying to quit. I know what I deal with my own addiction with cigarettes. And that's only nicotine. I can't imagine what my child fought coming off of heroin. Because that's even deeper, darker. This is not a fun trip for these addicts. These addicts are scared. Let me tell you the life of an addict. Everybody thinks it's so easy. All they do is get high. They ain't dealing with nothing. I have heard stories of addicts going into drug dealers' houses and having guns to their head. I have heard females, and I'm sorry if this makes anybody sick, sell their bodies so they won't be sick. Guys, this disease is not a fun one. And as a mom and a dad and any family member, girlfriend, whoever, to watch it and to watch that one person that they love go into a shell. It's almost like, I've said it before, you know, the movie, The Walking Dead, that was a big thing. Man, people were watching it, couldn't miss it, loved it. We're in that now. We have addicts out here who are almost walking dead, who just need somebody to show compassion and say, I care. I want to help you. I may not know what I can do, but I know 2 women who have learned this state of West Virginia about addiction. Tell them about us. Tara is known for walking down Martinsburg and handing out cards. I ain't got that brave, but Tara has. And, you see somebody struggling. Offer help. Say, I've got 2 ladies. They're not going to come out and tell you, yeah, I'm an addict. But say, here's a card. You guys need cards? Let us know. We'll send them to you. It's no big deal. Print it off. We don't care. Any way to get the message out there. Martinsburg now has a detox center. We can get people into it. I'm sorry. And I'm telling you, the detox center is doing wonderful. Last week, they had 14 people there. It's a 16-bed facility. That's beautiful. I love them to be full. That's what we need. Keep them going. And let me tell you, when somebody goes into a detox or a rehab and they relapse, stop judging them. Because I'm telling you, that relapse that they just did destroys them. Tell them, try it again. Learn it again. Go learn the tools to help yourself. We need people to stand up. We need people to say, we're tired of hearing. I am so sick of seeing these RIPs, these rests in peace, for a 27-year-old, a 30-year-old, a 35-year-old, an 18-year-old. Their lives are just as important as anybody else's. And we need to stand up and we need to say enough. Make the money, these grants, this money, this federal money that they're getting from the pharmaceuticals now. Millions. Where is it? Show me where you're using it. And yes, if it's a program to help addiction, then get the word out. Every billboard should have something of some resource that an addict can reach out to. Our towns are dying. And then we have their children. We've got babies in school who won't even talk about their mom and dad because they don't want to be ridiculed and bullied. My granddaughter's one of them. And she loves her daddy. She's proud of her daddy. She told me that the other day. And I told her, baby, tell him. Because daddy needs to hear it too. There is so much that addiction affects. And for someone to say we don't have an issue, I don't know where you are. But I hear it from across the United States. The hope dealers get contacted all over. We know it's real. We have addicts reaching out to us who cry and say, I don't know what to do. But I don't want to do this anymore. That's where we need help. We need help. They need help. And we need to stand up and say, let's figure this out. There's programs out there. And we all need to work together. We need to make sure that we're getting the messages out there. We have addicts who reach out to us, who we get into detox centers, and they tell us, I have nowhere to go when I leave. I can't go home because the drug use is so bad. But I want to do this right. So we tell them, there's sober houses. Did you even know that? There's 4 sober houses here in Martinsburg. We should have more than that. And I know the Oxford houses are trying to figure that out, and they're trying to get more. But we got to give them a fighting chance. And we've got to stop judging. I'm sorry. We've got to stop tearing them down. Because I'm telling you, the addicts that succeed are the ones that truly believe somebody's behind them. Somebody's got their back. I get calls at 2 o'clock in the morning from a recovering warrior. And let me explain that. You'll hear me say that a lot. My recovering warriors, our recovering warriors. These are addicts that have gone through detox, rehab, sober living. I tell them, I want to call you a recovering warrior so the addict part goes away and you stop getting judged. A recovering warrior, I want you to hold your head high because, trust me, you went through the war. You have the scars to prove it, and you're standing up today. And you're fighting the life for your life every day. And for people to think that just because they went to rehab, that they're cured, they fight this every day. I know of recovering warriors who are 16 years, 20 years to 5 years clean. And they say, Tina, I still dream of using. That's the disease. That's what the disease does. It's in their head. And just the physical part might be okay. But I don't know if any of y'all ever dealt with depression. I do. Depression's terrible. Anxiety's terrible. And to fight it every day. An addict, that's 10 times worse. And then they're dealing with, once they do get clean, they're dealing with healing their bodies too. And we expect them to jump right up and go live life normal. Help them. Show them they can. They don't even believe in themselves. But we need to show them. You have a crowd of people behind you who believe in you, who know that it is doable. Yes, it's hard work. Yes, you're going to get a lot of doors slammed in your face. Right now, I have a recovering warrior. Bless his heart. He has been fighting for his life. He is going job to job trying to get one. And he's being told no because of his past. I get it. I get it. But how can we get them to come back and be normal if we keep throwing at their past at them? The hope dealers won't do that. We don't take no. I'm sick of taking no. These are somebody's lives, and I'm sick of it. So I'm just saying, if you're suffering tonight, and you're that suffering addict who is sick and tired of being sick and tired, I get it. I get it. And we're here to help you. And we want to help you. And we have people that donate to help us help you. If it's an airline ticket, that's the only thing that's keeping you from going to a rehab because you decided you couldn't be in your town. I get that too. But if it's an airline ticket and you don't have it, and that's the only thing that's keeping you, call us. Because I'm telling you, I've got some people, Tara and I've got some people that we have made contacts with who said if that ever happens, you call us and we will donate the money immediately to get that airline ticket. You need to go into a sober house because you just got out of detox and rehab and you know you can't go home because it ain't safe. Call us. We'll try to help you. We are in with the Oxford houses. They know us. And they know we're for real. And we will work with you to try to get you places. And if we have the money, We'll even help you. Because I bet you a lot of people don't know this. You go into a detox center, go to a rehab, 30 days. You walk out and you're going into a sober house. And I don't blame the sober houses, because this is how it has to work. The sober houses require a $100 administrative fee and the first 2 weeks of rent, which is roughly $220. Okay, let's think about that. Here's an addict who's in recovery, who now is a recovering warrior, who wants to have a fresh start, who wants to feel like they can start. They have to come up with $320. Now, I will tell you this. I'm sorry. Some of the Oxford houses will work with them. But there are some who their finances aren't the greatest either. We'll try to help. We'll try to get you that money that you need. And even if we have a little bit extra, we'll even go buy you groceries, because you got to buy your own. So let me just tell you, yes, Beth, what services can the Hope dealers offer? We'll try to offer anything we can for recovery. We will help try to find detoxes. That's the first step. Get the poison out of your system so you can at least think. Then we'll help try to find rehabs. We'll work with you with your insurance, if you have some, if you don't, if you have state insurance. For the state of West Virginia, Tara and myself know what places will take you with state insurance. If you don't have state insurance, we will help you get it. We have a point of contact that we have worked with, who will help us push through applications. I just want to say this, and it's just a little plug for Tara and her point of contact. The other day we had a young man. The only thing that was keeping him going to the emergency room to get medically cleared so he can go to detox, which is a whole other thing, his Medicaid. He didn't have any. So we told him, get on the internet, fill out your application, let me know when it's done. So they did. He called me right away and said, okay, my application's done. How many days do I have to wait? I said, just hold on. I called Tara. Tara reached out to her point of contact. And this was on a Friday. The point of contact said, oh my, Tara, this is a record. We did it in 15 minutes. Now this man who Tara reaches out to believes in recovery. He believes if the help is there and the Medicaid will pay for it, we need to help him get it. That's beautiful. Everybody in offices like that should have that same attitude. I am tired of calling places and they tell us, well, I'm sorry, I don't have time to do it right now. If that was you and you were begging for help, you would bust your butt to do it. Stop judging. Just because they're an addict, they are sick and they need help. And I will tell you, the rehabs, the detoxes need to listen. And yes, I understand. There are some that need to make money. I get it. But there are some that are created that should be state funded. The state is getting, I know, state of West Virginia is getting millions of dollars from a settlement from a pharmaceutical, because West Virginia was hammered with pills years ago. We didn't make this problem, but my child got sucked up into it. And somebody needs to say enough. And let's help them. Let's get them the help they need. And you know what my thing is? I tell everybody when I go to meetings, when I have time, don't tell me what you've read in a book. Talk to the addict. The addict will tell you how to help them. And one way isn't the perfect way. There's different things out there. And I love it. There's different choices. Not ones that I would always choose, but there are. There's different choices. That's what they need to see. They don't even know that. They think you're going to stick them in a room and just leave them. Show them the compassion they deserve. I'm proud of my son. Never, ever have I lost that. Ever. My son was sick. My son was dying. And I was watching it as a mom. And my son heard recovery. And he tried it. And he tried it multiple times. And I pray today that he stays clean. But he knows he has to be aware. He has to be careful. Come on, people. We put him in a grave, we can't get him back. And that to me is sad. That is sad. We would do anything for our children. And we need to step up. We need to show that we believe that recovery is possible. That's why I tell families, learn addiction. Learn it. Because sometimes your loved one doesn't even understand. Okay, sorry. But I want to say to my recovering warriors, hold your head high. Be proud of who you are. Yes, you have a past, but all of us do. All of us do. And we've all done things we ain't proud of. But you hold your head high, because I'm telling you this, that fight you fight every day is a hell of a fight. Because I see it. And I'm proud of you all for doing the recovery. Believing in yourself. Tell your story. You know, I have a couple recovering warriors who feel they don't want people to know. I get it. I get it. You don't want judged. That's the biggest thing that needs to change. Is this society needs to stop saying, well, they're just an addict. Who cares? Let them die. That's my son. And I want someone to stand beside him and fight with him. And you recovering warriors, you fight it every day. You are the most bravest, strongest people I know. I want you to be proud of who you are. But I need your stories. Your stories need to be told. Because there might be somebody who is living that same life and see you and say, I want what you got. Show me how to do it. Tell me how to do it. Get me pointed in the right direction. Sometimes that's all they need. And you active addicts out there, just know, the Hope Dealers pray for you every day. There's a lot of people out there that pray for you every day who want you to see that you are worth living. These drugs have just taken over. And it's going to be a hell of a fight. But you can do it. Believe in yourself. Believe that you can do it. It's not going to be easy. And you may fall. I don't call it failing. I say it's a bump in the road if you relapse. It's what you do when you relapse. When you relapse, reach back out. Go back for the help. I don't care if you go to a detox and a rehab 50 times. I don't care. It shows you're fighting. You're trying to figure out why you're using. And that's the other thing, active addicts. When you get in there and you go for the help, open up. Tell them what is in your head. Trust me, it is nothing they haven't heard. Nothing. You can't shock them. You can't make your drug use worse than somebody else's. But talk. Work it out. Learn the tools of how to come over to the recovery side. This is a hard battle. And I just want you to know, when you do walk through that door of that detox, you hold your head high. Don't hold it down. Because that was the hardest step that you took. I love you guys. I hope everybody truly sees where this is coming from. I didn't have anything written down. This just came from my heart. Because we're losing people every day. And it's sad to see. We always say, when there is life. Nope. When there is, my shirt says it. When there is life, there is hope. Don't end your life. Don't let drugs take you. The help's out there. You just got to get to the right person to help you. I hope dealers will help. I love you guys. Pray for everybody. I pray that families breathe. It's a long, long journey when you find out your loved one is addicted to drugs. Long journey. But I need you to be strong. I need you to be fighting for them. And watch our lives. We give you ideas, different suggestions. You know, we've covered enabling. We've covered codependency. There will be more coming. That is one thing I want to ask everybody that watches our lives. Please give us ideas. Tell us what you want to see, what you want to know more about. We live it every day, so, you know, something that I might deal with on a weekly basis, I think, oh, nobody wants to know about that. So let us know. Let us know what you want us to see. We'll try it. We'll research it. Tara was saying we want to have Peter Callahan, who runs the Detox Center. We want to do a live with him. So if any families have any questions about detox, I have a couple guys who own their rehabs. Got any questions for them? I might even be able to pull them in and let them see. And you all ask questions. We want to help as much as we can. That's all this is. It's not me trying to get to be noticed. Please trust me. I don't want to be noticed for this. I want the warriors to be noticed for the fight they fight every day. They're the ones doing the work, not us. We're just here. We just guide them. And I give suggestions. I'm not a professional. Neither is Tara. But I love sitting and talking with families and seeing how, from an outside view, I can help. Maybe. You don't have to take my suggestions. You can say I'm full of crap. That's fine. You can say you don't know what you're talking about. That's fine. But I can tell you I've lived it. I've lived it. I've lived it as a mom. Okay, I'm going to stop jabbing my jaws. I do want to let you know of a couple things that are going on around the area. October 24th and 25th, There's a reentry program that's now in Martinsburg. People don't know what that is. Reentry is once they're in jail and they do their time, their probation officer will work with this reentry program and they will help them get birth certificates, get social security cards, help them find jobs. Will work with the legal system so they're doing everything they're supposed to do. That's beautiful. Okay, that's on our page. Go to our Facebook page. There's more information on there about it. We try to post everything and anything we can on recovery. November 16th, Kingdom Life Cathedral in Charlestown. They are doing a panel. It's open to the public. They're letting the public come in and ask questions. There will be Peter from the Detox. Dr. Harshins is going to be on the panel for the new Rehab. I'm not quite sure of who else is going to be on the panel. Come. Ask questions. Even if it's, hey, how can I help? You'd be surprised. November 18th, Money Matters. We are holding a class. We're actually, I guess what would you call it? Kind of like sponsoring a class on money. Come learn. Learn how when you get a paycheck, what you're supposed to do with it. Because I'm telling you, when you're in recovery and you get that paycheck, the first thing an addict's mind does is go right back to, oh, I got money now. I can go get drugs. This class will help. It's going to explain things about money management. Some people may say, oh, you're kidding me. They don't know how to do their money. I'm going to the class. I want to learn. I want to see. It might be something new I learn. December 14th. This is going to be a big thing. The Hope Dealers are actually going to be there. It's called Christmas in the Streets. It's downtown Martinsburg. And it's the River's Edge Church, River's Edge Ministry, and a couple other groups that get together and they feed the homeless. What a blessing that is. And they said last year they had between, now listen to this, in Martinsburg, between 500 to 700 people that they fed. And I do know there are some restaurants that also donate food. That's beautiful. Let's show this community we care. It's not asking much. And next Tuesday live, we ain't decided yet what we want to do. Beth gave a suggestion, children in addiction. Yeah, that's a hard one. But yeah, we might be able to do that. We'll have to do some research and see. When it comes to children, I'm really hesitant because that's such a gentle thing. Because these babies, all they want is mom and dad to be clean. And they want mom and dad to be fun and love them. And they want someone. I can tell you this. I met a family that I'm kind of trying to help. And there were these 3, 7, 8-year-olds running around. And their mom said, hey, this is Tina from the Hope Dealer Project. They kind of looked at me. And they said, oh, is this the Tina that you said is going to help? And they said, yeah. You know, those babies came and just hugged me. Why can't this community do that? Why can't communities across the United States show these babies too that we're doing everything we can to help? Sometimes that's all they need. So we will think about the children's segment because that is a hard one. And please send questions, send ideas. The Hope Dealers are open so much for different things. We try to think of things that we can help with. I do know we're going to be putting out something soon about hygiene products. And the reason why we ask for hygiene products is we like to put bags together and send it to Paloma, our detox center. You know, there's a lot of addicts who come in there with nothing but the clothes on their back. And I've heard that when they do receive the bag and it has all this hygiene in it, they just, I've heard some of them cry because they're like, wow, somebody really cared. You know, that's all that matters. We just need to show we care. All right. I think I've run my mouth long enough. His mama's voice is hurting. I pray for you guys. I pray you come next week. We will announce next week what our live will be. So just kind of watch our page. Share our page. Share it to everybody. Get on Facebook. Send it to everybody. That way they can choose if they want to be on there or not. You know, that's, people do it every day. I get requests all the time for all different weird stuff. So why not do it for something good? For recovery. We post recovery all the time on there. We give encouraging words all the time. We're now starting to share testimonies, actually. Amethyst from Florida. Ian Tracy from his new Rehab Heal that they just opened and got approved, and they're now taking clients. You know, they're putting out stuff too. We're loading it. We're putting it on our Facebook. I say anything and everything to do with recovery. Gail, I see that. Grandmothers raising their grandchildren. Huge, huge topic. Yeah, I'll think about that one too. I get it. That would be a good one. So, I'm just going to say, I love you guys. Thanks for coming and watching. Share this video. Somebody needs to hear it. All right. See you later. Bye.